Yeah, I reckon Ollie Pope's just about getting the hang of that square cut now. It's 3 out of 4 deliveries in Ravi Bopara's opening over. It's short and wide, swinging away a little bit, yes.
There's another one. Yeah, I think you're right. I think he's just enjoying this. It's like bowling short and wide at Robin Smith. You just wouldn't, would you? Why would you?
I don't know. I think Ravi's got a little bit of a baldrick up his sleeve here. Cunning plan. If I keep running up and bowling a short and wide one on the cut and get 6 or 7 fielders in that area, he might chip one straight to him. At the minute, he hasn't got the right field. If that's the plan, he needs a few more fielders in that area.
There's that cut again. He likes that.
Oh, Ollie Pope is tucking in here. It's almost as though he's used some sort of Jedi mind trick to get the Essex bowlers to feed him that square cut. Short and wide is the delivery you're looking for.
Yeah. 50 for Pope. 52 from 53 deliveries, 9 fours. Played beautifully.
An exciting talent, Ollie Pope is. Granted, he's been fed a little in the last 3 or 4 overs, but just serving notice that he's a positive player and he has all the strokes.
Another boundary. Not holding back.
Well, that deficit is now down to 85. Remember, Surrey 410 behind on first innings. Very nearly wiped it out, 3 down. And Ollie Pope is having a ball out there. Four more. He's been on to that short wide delivery. Like a panther on prey.
Well, gentle stuff here from Lawrence, 48 miles an hour, giving a bit of width. Well, Pope, who's seeing it.
And that's going to go all the way. Not a big boundary towards the leg side in the Harleyford Road. Ben Folkes has just drop kicked it into the crowd, bringing up the 100 partnership. Four more. Against the spin, yes, but no fears for Ollie Pope as he moves into the 70s.
Yeah, offered plenty here to work with. Nice and full, got enough width. Just open the hands.
Shot, that's beautifully played. Wesley just over pitching. Pope able to get close enough to it to ping it through extra cover again. Run rate over 4 1/4 runs per over in this second innings from Surrey.
Yeah, lovely. Just brought that bottom hand into the back end of the shot here. Just waited. And then just at that last minute.
Oh, yeah. Dot ball to finish the session. And it's been another good one if you're a supporter of Surrey County Cricket Club. Deficit now is just 53. Ryan Tenderscarter has got some thinking to do, perhaps a little bit of pepping up of his men to do during the tea break.
What it will do, it'll help the batsman a bit more pace on it, a bit more bounce. And once again, Pope cuts away for a boundary.
Sweats on that cut shot. Just lives for it. Any sort of width, anything just a fraction short of a good length.
Big decision, out. Crosses stumps, folks. And Alex Walt had to consider, was this going on to hit it leg stump? He said yes. So folks has to leave.
The new ball has worked. That's the breakthrough they desperately needed, actually, because these two were playing really well. Not only were they playing well, they were taking time out of the game. They were also advancing the innings with the rate they were both scoring. It's not Ollie Pope who's scoring at 94, his strike rate, but folks played his part. Goes for 32, 364 for 4. Good length. Just a hint of movement which took a thick outside edge.
Yeah, it's good length. Especially with the new ball, that's the length. Pulled away, another boundary.
He plays his shots, this young fella, that is for sure. Ollie Pope now on to 92. Picks up length very quickly. We've seen him on the front foot, seen him cutting the ball. We've also seen him pulling the ball back of a length as well.
तेज है, या तो आउट स्विंग होगी या फिर इन स्विंग होगी। लेकिन स्पिनर्स के लिए दोस्तों थोड़ी सी मुश्किल है, क्योंकि बारिश इतनी ज़्यादा हुई है इस ग्राउंड पे कि पिच दोस्तों जो है काफ़ी धीमा हो चुका है, काफ़ी दब चुका है यहाँ पे पिच, यानी कि स्पिनर्स जो है दोस्तों उनका बॉल जो है वो टर्न नहीं करने वाला आज के इस मैच में। हल्का फुल्का टर्न करेगा लेकिन ज़्यादा दोस्तों जो है टर्न नहीं करने वाला। तो देखते हैं क्या होता है इस मैच में। आप लोग जो है दोस्तों सपोर्ट बनाए रखो। अगर अभी तक वीडियो को लाइक नहीं किया तो हिट द लाइक बटन एंड डू सब्सक्राइब आवर चैनल फॉर वॉचिंग द अपकमिंग मैचेस। फटाफट से आप लोग जो है भाई सब्सक्राइब कर लो चैनल को, क्योंकि आपको छोटा अपडेट इस मैच का हमारे चैनल पे मिलेगा। और फिलहाल के लिए जो नया अपडेट है वो यही है कि नेक्स्ट इंस्पेक्शन टाइम जो है दोस्तों वो है 11:30, यानी कि हमें थोड़ा सा और इंतज़ार करना पड़ेगा। थोड़ा सा हमें दोस्तों जो है पेशेंस यहाँ पे बना के रखना पड़ेगा। यहाँ पे मसूद कह रहे हैं ब्रो कौन ओपन हो पे। भाई देखो यहाँ पे ओपनिंग करने के लिए कौन आएगा मैं आपको एक बार फिर बता देता हूँ। अगर सरे जो है बल्लेबाजी करती है तो उस टीम की तरफ से दोस्तों ओपनिंग करने के लिए आएंगे विल जैक्स, और उनके साथ देखना होगा दोस्तों कौन आएंगे, क्योंकि जेसन रॉय आज का ये मैच नहीं खेल रहे हैं, तो उनका रिप्लेसमेंट कौन होगा दोस्तों ये देखना काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग रहेगा। लेकिन विल जैक्स का कन्फर्म है कि ये ओपनिंग करेंगे यहाँ पे सरे के लिए। और एसेक्स की बात की जाए तो इस टीम के जो ओपनर बल्लेबाज हैं उनका नाम है दोस्तों यहाँ पे विलियम, और दूसरे बल्लेबाज हैं एडम वीटर। तो ये दो बल्लेबाज हर बार की तरह ओपनिंग करेंगे यहाँ पे एसेक्स ईगल्स के लिए। तो देखना दोस्तों काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग रहेगा क्या होता है इस मैच में। आप लोग जो है सपोर्ट बनाए रखो। अगर अभी तक वीडियो को लाइक नहीं किया तो हिट द लाइक बटन एंड डू सब्सक्राइब आवर चैनल फॉर वाचिंग द अपकमिंग मैचेस ऑफ द वाइटैलिटी T20 ब्लास्ट। देखना दोस्तों काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग रहेगा। और मैं आपको बता देता हूं दोस्तों ये मुकाबला जो है इस समय फ़िलहाल के लिए बारिश के चलते डिले कर दिया गया है। अब कितनी देर बाद बारिश बंद होती है ये देखना जो है थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे इंटरेस्टिंग रहने वाला है। यहाँ पे अगला कमेंट अनुराग भाई का, भाई मैच जो है होगा कि नहीं। भाई मैच जो है बिल्कुल होगा, लेकिन DLS मेथड के चलते ये मुकाबला दोस्तों 20 ओवर की जगह जो है 15 ओवर का खेला जाएगा। 15 ओवर या 18 ओवर का खेला जाएगा। इसके ऊपर अभी तक वैसे कोई अपडेट आया नहीं है, लेकिन बहुत ही जल्द अपडेट जो है दोस्तों यहाँ पे आ जाएगा, और जैसे ही आएगा आप लोगों को बता दिया जाएगा। यहाँ पे अगला कमेंट राहुल भाई का, भाई प्लीज़ रॉय करण ब्रदर्स खेलेंगे या नहीं। भाई देखो, रॉय और करण ब्रदर्स नहीं खेलने वाले हैं आज के इस मैच में, वो अवेलेबल नहीं है दोस्तों, अवेलेबल नहीं है इस मैच में। तो उनका रिप्लेसमेंट कौन होगा दोस्तों, ये देखना काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग रहने वाला है। तो आप ऐसे ही सपोर्ट बनाए रखो। अगर अभी तक वीडियो को लाइक नहीं किया तो भाई हिट द लाइक बटन एंड डू सब्सक्राइब आवर चैनल फॉर वॉचिंग द अपकमिंग मैचेस ऑफ द वाइटैलिटी T20 ब्लास्ट। और 11:30 बजे दोस्तों देखना होगा कि क्या रिपोर्ट आती है इस मैच की। आप लोग दोस्तों फटाफट से जो है वीडियो को लाइक करो यार, हम लोग 100 लाइक्स के बहुत ही ज़्यादा क्लोज हैं, मात्र 7 लाइक और चाहिए। तो आप में से कोई भी 7 जन यार फटाफट से वीडियो को लाइक करें और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करने के साथ जो है दोस्तों नोटिफिकेशन ऑन कर लेना, ताकि आने वाले जितने भी मैचेस हैं इस टूर्नामेंट के सभी का आप लाइव कवरेज हमारे चैनल पर देख सकें। अमित भाई कह रहे हैं बारिश बंद हुई या नहीं। भाई बारिश जो इसमें बंद नहीं हुई है, हल्की फुल्की बारिश यहाँ पे ज़रूर हो रही है, और जैसी बारिश रुकती है दोस्तों आप लोगों को बता दिया जाएगा। और अगर आप लोग अभी तक हमारे टेलीग्राम से नहीं जुड़े हो तो भाई फटाफट से यार टेलीग्राम से जुड़ो, लिंक इज़ इन डिस्क्रिप्शन, क्योंकि टेलीग्राम पे आप लोगों को आने वाले मैचेस की फैंटेसी टीम मिलती है। और इतना ही नहीं दोस्तों, मैच विनर प्रिडिक्शन भी आप लोगों को प्रोवाइड किया जाता है। तो सभी लोग फटाफट से हमारे टेलीग्राम का हिस्सा बने, लिंक इज़ इन डिस्क्रिप्शन। यहाँ पे कार्तिक कह रहे हैं इज सैम करन प्लेइंग टुडे। भाई सैम करन, जेसन रॉय और टॉम करन, ये तीनों प्लेयर आज के इस मैच के लिए अवेलेबल नहीं है, ये नहीं खेलेंगे आज का ये मुकाबला। 100% कन्फर्म न्यूज़ है। आप लोग दोस्तों या तो गूगल पे जाके चेक भी कर सकते हो अगर आपको मेरी बात पे यकीन नहीं है। मैंने जितनी रिसर्च करी है दोस्तों, जितनी भी वेबसाइट हैं ट्रस्टेड वेबसाइट, इन इवन जो उनका ट्विटर हैंडल है दोनों ही टीम का, वहाँ पर भी जाके आप जो है चेक कर सकते हैं। साफ साफ बता दिया गया है कि टॉम करन, सैम करन और जेसन रॉय, ये तीनों प्लेयर दोस्तों इस मैच के लिए अवेलेबल नहीं है। तो उनका कौन रिप्लेसमेंट होगा इस मैच में, ये देखना दोस्तों यहाँ पे काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग रहने वाला है। यहाँ पे आरिफ कह रहे हैं भाई आपका नाम, भाई जो मेरे चैनल का नाम है वही मेरा नाम है। यहाँ पे अगला कमेंट हमारे पास मनीष शर्मा का, भाई मैच होगा क्या। बिल्कुल भाई मैच जो है यहाँ पे ज़रूर होगा, लेकिन 20 ओवर की जगह ये मैच दोस्तों 18 ओवर का खेला जाएगा या फिर 15 ओवर का। देखते हैं दोस्तों क्या होता है इस मैच में। आप लोग जो ऐसे ही सपोर्ट बनाए रखो। अगर अभी तक वीडियो को लाइक नहीं किया तो भाई हिट द लाइक बटन एंड डू सब्सक्राइब आवर चैनल फॉर वाचिंग द अपकमिंग मैचेस ऑफ द वाइटैलिटी T20 ब्लास्ट। और आप में से दोस्तों जितने लोग भी फैंटेसी स्पोर्ट्स खेलते हो, ड्रीम 11, माई टीम 11 या किसी भी दूसरे प्लेटफॉर्म पे, और आपका उसमें काफ़ी लॉस हो रहा है और आप उस लॉस को कवर करना चाहते हो, तो वीडियो के डिस्क्रिप्शन में दोस्तों मैंने विजन 11 फैंटेसी ऐप की लिंक दे रखी है। इस ऐप को डाउनलोड करो, इसमें खेलो, क्योंकि इस एप्लीकेशन में जितने भी नए यूज़र्स हैं दोस्तों सभी को 10,000 के फ्री कॉन्टेस्ट मिलते हैं, यानी कि आप 0 रुपीज़ में 10,000 तक जीत सकते हो और जीता हुआ पैसा सीधा अपने पेटीएम और बैंक में विड्रॉ कर सकते हो। तो किसका इंतजार कर रहे हो यार, डाउनलोड करो विजन 11 को, लिंक इज इन डिस्क्रिप्शन। और ध्यान रखना साइन अप के दौरान मेरा रेफर कोड यूज़ कर लेना माई स्पोर्ट 123, आप लोगों के वॉलेट में दोस्तों 100 रुपीज़ जो है वो ऐड हो जाएंगे। यहाँ पर अगला कमेंट हमारे पास गुलशन भाई का, आमला खेलेगा क्या। भाई देखो यहाँ पे अगर हासिम आमला की बात करें तो आज का मैच वो डेफिनेटली खेलेंगे, उसमें कोई शक नहीं। और यहाँ पे देखना रहेगा दोस्तों कि कौन से नंबर पे जो है यहाँ पे दोस्तों बल्लेबाजी करने के लिए आएंगे। और दोस्तों जैसे ही प्लेइंग 11 अनाउंस होता है आप लोगों को बता दूंगा। आप लोग जो थोड़ा सा जो है पेशेंस यहाँ पे बनाए रखो, क्योंकि इस मैच में सरे का एसेक्स ईगल्स का जीतना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, क्योंकि पिछले 4 मैचेस ये टीम जो है लगातार हार के आई है। अगर ये मैच भी हार गई तो कमबैक करना इस टूर्नामेंट में कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ा सा मुश्किल होने वाला है। यहाँ पे रवि रॉय कह रहे हैं विल जैक्स के साथ ओपनिंग कौन करेगा। भाई देखो विल जैक्स के साथ ओपनिंग कौन करेगा भाई इसका तो पता नहीं है, क्योंकि अभी तक बताया नहीं गया यहाँ पर दोनों ही सरी क्रिकेट की तरफ से, क्योंकि जेसन रॉय खेल नहीं रहे हैं तो उनका रिप्लेसमेंट कौन होगा ये जानना दोस्तों काफ़ी दिलचस्प रहेगा आज के इस मैच में। और मेरे पास अगर कोई भी अपडेट आता तो आप लोगों को सबसे पहले बता दिया जाएगा, तो आप उसकी बिल्कुल भी जो है चिंता ना करें। अब देखते हैं दोस्तों क्या होता है इस मैच में। आप लोगों को टाइम टू टाइम दोस्तों अपडेट जो है वो मिलता रहेगा, आप ऐसे ही सपोर्ट बनाए रखो। अगर अभी तक वीडियो को लाइक नहीं किया तो मेरे भाई हिट द लाइक बटन एंड डू सब्सक्राइब आवर चैनल फॉर वाचिंग द अपकमिंग मैचेस ऑफ द वाइटैलिटी T20 ब्लास्ट। और इस मुकाबले का दोस्तों जो लेटेस्ट अपडेट है वो यही है कि 11:30 पे जो है इंस्पेक्शन होगा, और इंस्पेक्शन में दोस्तों हमें पता चलेगा कि जो पिच है वो खेलने लायक है या नहीं। क्योंकि अगर दोस्तों पिच जो है वेट रहता है तो मुझे लगता है कि यहाँ पे जो है एक और बार मैच को दोस्तों यहाँ पे डिले कर दिया जाएगा। अब सब कुछ दोस्तों यहाँ पे डिपेंड करता है कि बारिश जो है कितनी देर के लिए होगी इस मैच में, क्या इफेक्ट्स होंगे, सब कुछ दोस्तों आपको जो है पता चलेगा। रवि रॉय कह रहे हैं भाई अपने हिसाब से बता दो। भाई देखो अगर मैं अपने हिसाब से बताऊँ कि कौन ओपनिंग करेगा तो मुझे लग रहा है गलत वगैरह हो सकता है बिल्कुल यहाँ पर, क्योंकि दोस्तों भाई देखो प्लेइंग 11 भी हमें नहीं पता। अगर प्लेइंग 11 पता होता तो मैं आप लोगों को बता देता कि कौन कर सकता है ओपनिंग, किसके ओपनिंग करने के चांसेस हैं, लेकिन ना हमारे पास यहाँ पे टॉस अपडेट है, ना हमारे पास यहाँ पे प्लेइंग 11 अपडेट है। तो प्रिडिक्ट करना यार बहुत मुश्किल है, लिटरली बहुत मुश्किल है कि भाई कौन ओपनिंग करेगा यहाँ पर आज के इस मैच में विल जैक्स के साथ। संदीप कह रहे हैं कि मैच अबेंडन होगा, मैं इस समय इंग्लैंड में हूँ। भाई देखो मैच जो है दोस्तों अबेंडन नहीं होने वाला, क्योंकि मुकाबला दोस्तों जस्ट 11 बजे शुरू हुआ है, अभी सिर्फ 10 मिनट हुए हैं मैच को डिले हुए, और मुझे लगता है कि अगर ये मैच 12:30 बजे तक भी चालू नहीं होता उसके बाद ये मुकाबला अबेंडन किया जा सकता है। लेकिन अभी तो यार सिर्फ 11:11 हुए हैं, अभी बहुत टाइम है, और DLS मैथड शायद आज के इस मैच में अप्लाई हो सकता है। यहाँ पे उमेश कह रहे हैं भाई टॉस, मैं आप सभी लोगों को एक बार बता देता हूँ कि टॉस जो है मेरे दोस्तों अभी तक नहीं हुआ है, जैसे ही टॉस होगा आप लोगों को सबसे पहले इन्फॉर्म कर दिया जाएगा। तब तक के लिए दोस्तों आप जो है वीडियो को लाइक कर लें, और सभी भाई लोग जो है चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करके नोटिफिकेशन ऑन करें, ताकि आप आने वाले मैचेस का लाइव एक्शन जो है दोस्तों हमारे चैनल पर देख सकें हिंदी कमेंट्री में। यहाँ पर अगला कमेंट हमारे पास जैक ओपनर है। यहाँ पे भाई देखो विल जैक्स की बात करें तो ये डेफिनेटली ओपनिंग करेंगे यहाँ पे सरे के लिए, लेकिन उनके साथ कौन आएगा ओपनिंग करने के लिए ये जानना यहाँ पे काफ़ी इम्पॉर्टेंट होने वाला है। यहाँ पे हमारे पास अगला कमेंट कि रॉय बर्न्स करेगा। चलो देख लेते हैं भाई कि रॉय बर्न्स करता है ओपनिंग है नहीं। यहाँ पे मोहम्मद सोहेल कह रहे हैं भाई आपका प्रिडिक्शन टेलीग्राम पर आएगा या व्हाट्सअप पे। भाई देखो मैं व्हाट्सअप पे कुछ भी प्रोवाइड नहीं करता, मैं फैंटेसी टीम और विनर प्रिडिक्शन दोनों चीज़ें जो है अपने टेलीग्राम पे प्रोवाइड करता हूँ। तो आप सभी भाई लोग जो है टेलीग्राम से जुड़ जाओ, लिंक इज इन डिस्क्रिप्शन, क्योंकि टेलीग्राम से जुड़ना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, क्योंकि वहाँ पर मैं आप लोगों के साथ दोस्तों कनेक्ट हो सकता हूँ, आप लोगों को अपडेट दे सकता हूँ मैच के। तो फटाफट से आप सभी लोग जो है टेलीग्राम से जुड़ो, लिंक इज इन डिस्क्रिप्शन। यहाँ पे अगला कमेंट हमारे पास आया अब्दुल्ला मसूद का, आपका कोई और भी चैनल है क्या? जी बिल्कुल मेरे जो हैं और भी चैनल है, लेकिन फ़िलहाल के लिए ये जो है इस समय चैनल इसमें आप लोग जो है सब्सक्राइब करके रख लो, क्योंकि T20 ब्लास्ट के जो जितने भी मैचेस हैं सभी मुकाबले दोस्तों मैं इसी चैनल पे जो है कवर करूँगा, आप लोगों को अपडेट्स दूंगा, प्लेइंग 11 के बारे में इन्फॉर्मेशन दूंगा, एंड इवन टॉस के बारे में। तो सारी अपडेट्स अगर आपको चाहिए तो हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करके नोटिफिकेशन ऑन कर लेना, क्योंकि काफ़ी लोग जो है सब्सक्राइब कर रखे हो लेकिन बेल आइकन दबा के नहीं दबाया, तो नोटिफिकेशन को ऑन कर लें ताकि आप आने वाले मैचेस
shot. Will he come back for two? Does come back for two. Another young Surrey star makes a half century.
Yeah, 5 4s, 2 6s as well in that half century. He's 7th first class matches, he's made in 50.
Well played, Will Jacks. Looks another very promising batsman here at the Oval. 4-7-6 for 5. He's got to that milestone, that first 50 of his career in first-class cricket. Now he just needs to get through to the close. 1 over left. I'd imagine the bowlers will be the happiest to get off. It's It's been a long day for them, right at the end of the season. There's only one other game still going on. Leicestershire, Glamorgan. Sorry, Middlesex and Durham are still playing as well. We're going to be into a fourth day. Solidly in behind the last ball. Well played, Ryan Patel and Will Jacks, who got his first 50 in first-class cricket. It's been an eye-catching day for the batsmen. The bowlers have toiled on what has now become a very flat surface. There is Ollie Pope and Jason Roy, who just staked a claim for Test cricket. Maybe just a little bit too late, that 100, because he's been injured, and so it's only his second game this year. Jason Roy looks like an option that England could have if they want him. Two bowlers there who'll be very happy with the work their batsmen have done today. Simon Harmer has toiled and toiled with not a lot of spin. It's just been a surface that has been too good, really. It's not really broken up and actually has played better today than it has for the rest of the, well, for the first couple of days of the game.
Well, what a day that was. Day 3 of that county championship match back in 2018. What a fight back it was from Surrey, from a 410-run deficit on first innings. In the end, they were on the losing side in that game. The only defeat they suffered in that entire campaign. But it was great to see those big scores from Jason Roy and from Ollie Pope in particular. And Mark Stoneman not too far away from his ton either. Well, I've got some good news for you here at the Kia Oval, which is that we will have the toss at 7 p.m. and also play should start, all being well and no further rain around. It looks relatively bright behind me. At 7:30 p.m. it will be 17 overs aside. So we have lost 6 overs of this game, but nevertheless we should still get a decent encounter. The 6th game of the South Group of the 2021 Vitality Blast between Surrey and Essex Eagles. But as we continue our build-up, just to let you know, once again we'll be hearing from Will Jacks, who's been chatting to Mark Church in the build-up to this game, and also we'll have a Reece Topley live with us here in the 1845 stand. But also we're going to bring you some more highlights from the Surrey games that have been completed so far this season in the Vitality Blast. And remember that last season Surrey didn't get off to the best of starts, winners in the first 3, and then went on that winning run of 7 games in the group, 2 more in the knockout stages to get them to the final. This time around Surrey started with 3 straight wins. The first of those was in front of the Sky cameras at Lords against Middlesex, and they were inserted after losing the toss. Surrey made best use of what was a decent batting track. Jason Roy making 45 off 42, but really the fireworks came from Will Jacks. A 15-ball 50, ended up with 70 off 24, and decent efforts and strike rates from Jamie Overton and Tom Curran in particular meant that Surrey racked up 223 for 7. In reply, well, Middlesex did start their reply very, very well indeed, with Stevie Eskenazi and Paul Sterling as the opening partnership. And in fact, they put on 87 for the first wicket, and eventually Sterling perished in the 9th over. And after Jordan Clark had helped get Owen Morgan out, well, the wickets fell regularly after that. And in the end, Surrey managed to win comfortably by 54 runs, as Middlesex could only manage 169 for 9, well short of that target of 224. That was the opening game in the Vitality Blast this season, so let's show the highlights here.
Wistfully played, it's going to reach the boundary. Save your legs. Oh, genuine edge. Chase on in the deep, can't be stopped. It's a very productive over for Surrey. First over has been completed, 14 without loss. Oh, what a shot that is! What a shot! That's got miles! Right into the grandstand. Just a little flick from Jacks.
That's it!
Now that's not been hit well. It might be good enough though with the short side, and it is. Has it been shelled as well in the crowd? Possibly, but there was a very tinny sound, maybe a bottom edge from Will Jacks.
It is a miscue from Jacks. It spent a lot of time in the air, a good amount of hang time, but he's got just enough to help the ball on its way. Just again using that crease laterally with Simpson up to the stumps. It doesn't allow them to advance towards down the wicket.
Again, Holden now. Has he got the legs this time? Another chase. Oh! 2 out of 2. Might want to move him round 20 yards or so, give him a head start. 50 up. Oh, that's a wonderful strike. High away into the grandstand. Weight on the back foot. No wonder you're punching your partner's gloves with a shot like that.
Shot of the evening so far, would you say, Daggers? Just that, again, the use of the crease has been brilliant. Seen him move over onto the offside this time. That leg side of the ball just to open up. Offside boundary again, the short side.
Another run away for 4, and Will Jacks has 50. 15 deliveries it's taken him. And that is a stunner. 3rd fastest in Blast history. Short again, pulled again, 6 again.
Yeah, they're just going to keep going through this middle period.
Well, one thing's for sure, he is sitting back now. He's just sweating on that back of a length delivery. Modern style does sort of just presses forward. So he does have Nathan Souter, who might well follow him. Oh, it's brilliant. Great stop from Sterling. Confusion everywhere. And I think Will Jacks might be short.
Yeah, I think the look on his face was a bit of a giveaway. I think he knew he was gone there.
He's had plenty of success though in the Blast, and that's where they're aiming. Leg side, he hasn't got enough of it. Perfect start for Souter, and just what Middlesex needed. Good change from Morgan. Unusual looking shot, but beautifully timed. Beautifully. Been a bit becalmed so far, but there's still plenty of time for him to turn that around. He's a runner ball at the moment. Big hit. Someone please throw it back. More sanitizer required.
Mainly down to the shorter boundaries.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. He's had a good measure of success in the Blast, Nathan Souter, and he's bowled pretty well again here. Not at his best today, but he's done a job. He's done a job for his team in partnership with Jacks. He couldn't quite kick on.
To be saying to the captain, give me the ball.
It's gone up. It's gone up a long, long way. It will take some catching now. Just enough. Just enough. Just for a moment, long off was interested. It's so short. It is so short, and perhaps that is the best indication of it. Not really any chance for Stephen Finn in the deep.
T20 side with bat and ball, because he can do everything.
High in the air, should be easy. It is. Taken very comfortably. Jamie Overton, unconcerned that his partner has been removed. Oh, well, that's been brilliantly played, but I think he's going to get called all the way for 6. Now, just checking, yep, no ball.
This is a mammoth total, hearing the highest at Lords.
Now, question asked by Simpson, just felt that there was a little bit of unbalance from Tom Curran. He thinks he's gone.
What's wrong with a bacon sandwich? Sterling goes, and he goes all the way. That's a magnificent strike. Shot. And that drive through extra cover, scorching the turf.
Just quickly at the interview was he really wanted to back Glass campaign's performance up this year. He said that was really important.
Short side again. Same result. T20 was a good thing, but they won't want to take their eyes off this. Poor Sterling.
his second six. It's a mighty, mighty blow.
But timing as well. Straight out of the screws. Straight into the crowd for another six. Just such a clean striker of the ball, isn't he? He's always done that so well.
And that's what he bowls, and you too will have gone for a six, so he was listening. But he's gone to 50, quite stunning 50. Second amazing 50 of the game.
These run chases, the batting team can't really get it wrong from a tactical perspective. You know you've got to go hard. You know, sometimes, like last night, Nottinghamshire chasing you 150s, they are sometimes trickier than these big scores.
First innings. Have to hurry. You're going to have a look upstairs where the body language is saying from Tom Curran and Surrey, they've got their man. Lovely shot, super shot. Biggest boundary, largest part of the ground, but timing exquisite.
Again, might just... Oh, it's brilliant from Curran! Oh, what a grab! Take your applause, Tom Curran.
The footwork, it was slightly going over his head. Eskenazi hasn't got all of it, so being able to track it when the ball's going over your shoulder, getting your feet right, and then getting the timing of the hand.
And that's a clean strike as well now. The crowd are starting to find their voice. Big six, straight six. No more than a punch from Morgan, but sweetly timed. Simpson there as well. Here's Clark. Oh, fortunate. They'll take the Middlesex. Was early on the shot, Morgan. Nothing anybody can do from a Surrey perspective. It's gone high. Is it far enough? No, it's not. And it's that man there, Curran again. Morgan goes possibly within Middlesex's chances.
Got him, gone. All of the pace off that delivery. Little bit of an arc in towards the leg stump of the left-handed Holden. He really struggled out there. 5 from 12. And that's going to be out as well. Sam Curran picks up a second in the over. He has made those figures look better.
Curran runs in, bangs it into the deck there, using the surface. And it's, you know, it's a futile swing of the bat at this stage of the evening, and catches the top edge and
drilled back over the bowler's head. That's a nice stroke to finish the over. What a way to finish it. Emphatic. Huge win for Surrey. 55 runs the margin. And in truth, at times it felt as though the chasm was even wider than that.
Welcome back to the Kia Oval. So highlights there once again from Surrey's first game of this T20 Blast campaign against Middlesex, and a strong victory having batted first. Rhys Topley is here with me once again. Rhys was here exactly a week ago for the win over Glamorgan. We'll show you highlights from that in a moment. Just to remind you of the state of play here, you can see the players are warming up on the field of play behind me. Surrey have been just doing some running with resistance bands, some fielding drills and some warm-ups here for the Essex Eagles. Rhys, when it comes to this situation in the group with 3 wins off the bounce and then you've got a couple of no results, does that stunt the momentum, or does he make you feel, actually, you know, we're still unbeaten and we're still in the top 3, so it's all looking all right?
Yeah, it's obviously you'd rather be sitting at that end of the table than the other end, certainly. I mean, it is unfortunate that we haven't had much game time, because I think we would have fancied our chances, especially with all the games being at home. But yeah, we played really well in the first 3 games, and hopefully we're going to continue that momentum into today.
Yeah, and as far as the overall kind of group position is concerned, you know, Surrey had to sort of squeak there last time around because obviously they made a poor start and recovered with that winning run. This time around, much better. Are you confident of a quarter-final, maybe even a home quarter-final already, the way that the group is panning out? Because we've got Kent, who are top, having played a game more. Sussex and Surrey both are on the same points, 3 wins, 2 no results.
Yeah, I think that there's a couple of teams that will be going after those home quarter-final places. It's probably a little bit too early, but everyone would rather have the home quarter-final because, you know, it would suit. We'd get to put out a wicket that would suit us and our game plan that we'd have already played with in the group stages. But I mean, yeah, it's early, and the thing is about the T20 group stage is that you can lose a few games and then you do shoot down the table quite quickly, and people can leapfrog you very easily. So you just don't want to take your foot off the gas at the moment, really.
Yeah. Let's talk about that game that we watched then a week ago here at the Kia Oval. It's the first home game of the current Vitality Blast campaign. It was against Glamorgan. Surrey won the toss and elected to field first. They do like to chase here, especially. You let the visiting team have the first play of this pitch and let it, you know, give them a read. And despite runs from Marnus Labuschagne and Nick Selman in particular, 3 for 26 off 4 from Dan Moriarty. Also fantastic run out from the boundaries from Tom Curran. That reduced Glamorgan to 166 for 8. And then Jason Roy hit a 28-ball 50 inside the power play. There were some decent runs lower down the order. Laurie Evans kept up the momentum, and then Jamie Smith hit the winning runs, 35 not out off 24. So in the end, Surrey won at a canter, you say, with 10 balls to spare. They won by 5 wickets. So let's show you the highlights from last Monday here at the Kia Oval.
One without loss in the first over as Jacks is in and Lloyd backs away and cuts. Good looking shot this. That's going to race away over the boundary rope and away for 4.
Here comes Moriarty at 7 for no wickets, and Selman plays the same shot again, and he's got a better strike on that one, hitting it inside out. A couple of bounces up towards the changing.
It's not being used tonight. It's only top half, as this is a good shot from Selman, up and over the top, all the way over long off.
As Dunn is in to bowl, and Selman slogs that over mid-wicket, and he'll get 4 runs for it. It's Dunn again. What's he got in his locker? Selman goes big over mid-wicket, and he's lofted that one away for 7 for naught. As last ball sees it flicked up towards square leg. Has he cleared the fielder? Yes, he has. A leap by Clark on the square leg boundary.
As over the wicket comes Sam Curran again. Oh, he's gone again, leg side. This will be out. Jamie Overton will take the catch through the pigeons. Good comeback from Sam Curran. Sam Curran then from the Vauxhall end, bowling off 5th over. Oh, Lloyd is sweeping straight away, 1 bounce and away for 4. That's handed, of course. First delivery, Sam Curran into him, and he's pulling straight away behind square, off his hip and away for 4.
Moriarty just looping in, bowls, and that's punched by Selman straight to cover, and he's gone for 43. Crucial point of the game. That's short from Moriarty, swung through the leg side from Ingram, and he's going to hole out in the deep at mid-wicket. Dunn, who went for 20, and the tattooed Clark comes in and bowls, and Labuschagne gets a fluky 4. As Clark bowls and Labuschagne hoists that one over long off, 1 bounce, 4 runs.
given Jamie over to now LBW, but it's on the borders, caught behind. As in over the wicket once again is Cook. That's short, and he'll feel he's missed out there. Will Ricky Clark? It's that clever slower ball bouncer they always talk about, who's threw it very early, but he's got that short leg side boundary to work with from the pavilion end, and it ended up in the gloves of Wheater, but he'll just feel he's missed out a touch there, will Ricky Clark. And brave delivery and well bowled Sam Cook. That slower ball bouncer with a short leg side boundary is a very brave delivery. 85 for 6. As Cook over the wicket he comes again to Clark. Clark swinging this one off the front foot out towards mid-wicket, and he'll get a single. One more to Ricky Clark. He moves on to 4. 86 for 6. You said it was cold out there. I've just noticed a few people sat in the JM Fin stand on the top tier with blankets round them. So they're obviously feeling the chill away to our right hand side. But at least we've got cricket. That's the most important thing. 17 overs aside. Surrey in their 13th over. 86 for 6. Jordan Clark waits for Sam Cook, and that's down the leg side. This will be wide signalled by umpire Long. And one more to the total, 87 for 6.
Did you know this is the 30th T20 contest between the two counties? And just to let you know, Surrey have won 11 of those 29 contests, of which 5 have been won at the Oval. Essex have won 17, of which 9 have been won at the Oval.
As this ball is driven by Jordan Clark down towards long off, and Clark will pick up another single. He moves on to 28, 88 for 6.
As an old old Essex bowler, can I just say, when you come to the Oval, you puff your chest out, and it's a massive game for a club like Essex, who come
17 plus 11's 28.
And there's been
there's been a tie as well.
A tie, yes. You remember, yes. We commentated on that.
Yes. As in over the wicket once again comes Cook. This one's hitting the pads of Ricky Clark as he looks to flick down the leg side. Wheater tumbles across to his left. Pretty good over that from Sam Cook. And just the 3 runs off it. 13 gone. 4 left for Surrey. And they are 88 for 6 here on BBC Radio London, BBC Essex, and BBC Radio 5 Live Sports Extra.
I like you, Mr. Church. I'm struggling when you doubt my mathematics, and
I wasn't doubting your maths, but you
I've researched
stopped.
That took me hours to research.
You stopped at 17 and 11, having said there were 29 games. You see, and even my maths, I thought, hang on.
There's never. And listen. You earlier today, you were a little bit of an emotional wreck when you misplaced that milk.
I didn't. Someone nicked it. It didn't get misplaced. There's a grave difference between misplaced and someone nicking it and someone nicked it.
I'll come back to that in a minute. Lawrence to continue from the Vauxhall end. He bowls, and there's a play and a miss as Clark without the E. Jordan Clark tries to play a late or a deft touch down to short third man, but there is no run. Well bowled Dan Lawrence, taking the pace off actually as an off spinner here. Normally bowls a little bit quicker. He bowls, that is quicker. Met down the wicket. It's well fielded by Simon Harmer at mid wicket, where they take the single. Good cricket there from Jordan Clark. He came down and met it and clipped it into the leg side. And of course, just going about, we were talking about whether we're going to play, we're not going to play. I said we'll play, because there's never been a full abandoned game between the two counties. As Lawrence bowls down the wicket comes Ricky Clark. He's looking for 2. That's a good shot. Initially he was going to go offside, but he's hit it back past Dan Lawrence. Good cricket there. 2 runs, 89 for 6.
I do remember one game at Chelmsford a few years ago where it never looked like their big cricket, and suddenly we were playing 5 overs and half the Surrey team had to get from the car park because they were putting their bags in the back of the cars about to leave, and then had to play a 5 over. I think Mr. Irani managed to persuade the umpires that evening.
At this time there's a slog sweep from outside off stump, and I think it's been missed. It could be byes as it goes down the offside, and they just take a single bye against Essex, and obviously Adam Wheater. The score moves to 92 for 6. It was a 5 over contest, and I think the satellite company TV cameras were there, and that's really where the pressure was, that they played that 5-over game. This is a Yorker, and he's going for a stumping from Adam Wheater there. I don't know if he collected the ball tidily or it bounced back off his pads, but either way, it's not out.
Tell you what, Dan Lawrence is bowling like Ravi Ashwin on this at the moment, isn't he? 92 for 6. Still a couple of overs from Harmer to come as well. Pretty sure he'll bowl his 4 tonight.
Well, we're going to see plenty of spin, I think, from Surrey as well. Dan Lawrence from the Vauxhall end. He bowls short, pulled, and it's gone into the offside up to Paul Water at long off. They take the single. It's the end of the over, and it's 93 for 6, and there are just three, 18 balls remaining in this 17-over contest here at the Oval between Surrey and Essex Eagles, and you're listening to Mark Church, Don Topley and Kevin Howes.
Yeah, 93 for 6 then, 14 gone, 3 left for Surrey, and Snater is getting the ball back from Simon Harmer, because I'm just looking at who's bowled what. Snater's bowled 2 for 22, Harmer with 3 to go. I wondered whether they might just see 3 overs of off spin, with Lawrence has got one more up his sleeve, and Harmer's got a couple up his kilt, but it's going to be Snater with a bit of pace on. The other thing there is that Sam Cook's also got an over to go, so he might be saving Sam Cook up, but I can't believe Harmer's not going to bowl his 4 tonight. As Snater, in over the wicket he comes, and Jordan Clark has slammed this one straight down the ground, and Harmer takes a great catch down there at long off, and a bit of pace on, was looking to go into the pavilion, was Jordan Clark, and has managed just to tug it down the ground, and Simon Harmer takes the catch. Gone for 30 is Jordan Clark, and Surrey are 93 for 7.
Well, I think Essex are going to have to look at how Surrey have played and perhaps play a different game. Don't go big. You might have to run the opposition ragged, looking at 2s, quick singles and 3s. Surrey have found it difficult to get boundaries. The only time they've just got genuine boundaries or 6s is when Essex have bowled a poor delivery, and they've executed those well. I'm just thinking, if you bowl well, you're going to have to play a slightly different game of cricket. Essex are going to have to run the opposition ragged, as I say, and I think they've got to be smart how they bat. If you just think tonight is a game of T20 and Essex are going to have to go and smack it and get 4s and 6s, that will not work. Essex have got to be shrewd, they've got to be smart, and they're going to have to bat well. They're going to have to be thinking batsmen and play every ball on its merit, and probably work out where some of Surrey's lesser fielders are. They've got a couple of lesser fielders tonight.
Ricky Clark, that's not a lesser shot from Ricky Clark, that's a hell of a shot from Ricky Clark. Over long off for 6, off a goodish length, and Harmer's just come up from long off to mid off, and Ricky Clark has just stood there and checked it straight down the ground for 6. What a shot that is from Ricky Clark. He's on to 12, 99 for 7.
Beautiful. That's got to be shot of the evening. If we don't, that would probably be the shot of the night.
Snater's in again. Oh, full toss. This will be 4 more. So yeah, look, he's picked up the wicket, but now he's gone 6-4, Snater, and this is what surprises me. I really thought we might see either Cook, might still see him, there's a couple of overs to go, or Harmer and Lawrence, because the spinners have been so tough tonight. 103 for 7, and 10 off 2 balls in this game. That's quite big, actually, and the 100 is up, and Ricky Clark's on to 16.
I think you'll find it was Snater who went for a 6 and a 4 earlier in his spell from the same end. Jimmy Neesham could bowl at the death. Essex don't have any natural death bowlers. Cook can do a job, but sadly Neesham isn't bowling tonight.
In over the wicket once again is Snater. Slower ball this time, nicely bowled. Down on one knee was Ricky Clark, trying to swing that over the leg side. Got nothing on it. One bounce into the gloves of Wheater.
So over the course of the campaign so far, Essex have struggled with their death bowling. They've also struggled with their hefty hitting at the top end of the order. Surrey are well known with so many like Jackson, Roy, etc., and Smith and whatever. Essex don't have that, but that might work to their advantage tonight.
In over the wicket comes Snater once again, and Clark's shot just opens the face and guides this one past backward point and away for 4. And the thing here tonight is pace on, it looks much easier. And Ricky Clark nicely just guides that one through backward point. Clark on to 20 and 107 for 7.
That was a beautiful shot. Not as good as his 6 over long off, but he just controlled it, opened the face of the bat. You see a lot of Indian players play so well behind square, sort of backward point. That was a beautiful shot.
Snater's in again. Slow bouncer. Ricky Clark waited, and it's gone over his shoulder. Then he looked across at Billy Taylor, but nothing from Billy Taylor at all. And it's the end of the Snater over. And he did pick up the wicket of Jordan Clark, but in terms of what we've had tonight, that's quite an expensive over. 107 for 7 then, Surrey. They have 2 overs remaining here on BBC Radio London, BBC Essex and BBC Radio 5 Live Sports Centre. In a moment's time, Gareth Batty will face his first ball of the summer, because he hasn't faced a ball yet, hasn't been out there for a bat, and it will be Simon Harmer from the Vauxhall end.
Great cricketer, great mind. Good skipper as well, Gareth Batty, and it's going to be off-spinning captain to off-spinning captain. So here we go, Harmer, 2 overs left, he bowls, and it's clipped into the leg side. They take a quick single, Clark is in, long legs, a very tall man, Ricky Clark, gets in easily, good call. Ricky Clark was always looking to go. Gareth Batty was running to not the danger end, so it was easy for him. Ricky Clark in his benefit year, cracking cricketer, really has been for a number of clubs, but back here at his home now at Surrey. Reverse sweep, there's an LBW appeal, and it's been given out. Ricky Clark playing the reverse sweep. The shot was on, but he's just missed it, and it's hit the pad, gone through, and he's been LBW to Simon Harmer. Surrey, therefore, now are 108 for 8, and I think it's 10 balls remaining.
That was absolutely plumb, and I think Ricky Clark knew it. And unless he got bat on that was out. So Harmer gets rid of Clark for 20. Handy 20 from Ricky Clark, and it will mean that Dan Moriarty will come out for his first bat in T20 cricket. So Dan Moriarty out there for his first bat in T20, and 108 for 8. Surrey, can they get themselves up to around about 120? It's going to be tough from here. Just Jay Dernbat to come. But yes, I think it's not going to be a straightforward chase for Essex tonight. We've seen pace off, spin, there's a bit of turn. It's nipped around a bit out there as well. So can Essex do to Surrey what Surrey have done to other teams, which, as you say, is run them ragged, basically, tonight when they bat? Lots of 2s, knocking it into gaps, big boundaries.
Moriarty, and is about to face Harmer, aborts his run up. It's coming round the wicket to the left-handed batsman, who plays out to fly slip. There is no run. That was a little bit quicker than that delivery from Harmer.
Just looking, played 13 games last year in the T20, Dan Moriarty, didn't get a bat. So this is his first bat in T20 cricket.
Undefeated so far, Surrey. Harmer bowls, this is slog swept beautifully for 4, 1 bounce. Okay, it's the short boundary, but let me tell you, he hit it like a bullet. Slog sweep, well played. Blimey, we haven't seen that. You haven't seen that because he hasn't batted.
Well, it's a good shot from Dan Moriarty. I've seen him bat in Championship cricket, but I haven't seen him bat in the T20. He's just, well, he's stuck his foot down the pitch, slog swept and middled it, and it's gone flat. 1 bounce for 4. Gareth Batty didn't bat last year either, played 10 games in the T20 for Surrey, so this is Gareth Batty's first bat for a while, but that's nicely played by Dan Moriarty.
I do like your Bible.
Thank you very much. It's my little notebook with all bits and pieces in.
Leather cladded one, or cork?
Faux leather, I think. Faux leather.
Very fashionable.
Same as my upholstery.
As Harmer bowls. This time it's another slog sweep, but it's only gone for 1. He's hit it a little bit straighter. To be fair to him, it was well connected, well executed, but just the 1 run. 113 for 8, and there are 7 balls remaining in this Surrey innings. Harmer in again. Right arm over. Little bit quicker. Played into the leg side by the right-handed Batty. He takes one. He calls his partner back. There's a misfield by Snater. Sensible cricket by Surrey. Batty gets 2. Surrey get 2. 115 for 8.
There's the blueprint right there from Gareth Batty and Dan Moriarty. Nothing against either of them, but quickly run twos is not their thing. But the boundary is so big out there, dink it into a gap, you can always get back for the second run. So can Surrey find about 5 off this last over and get themselves up to 120?
Which is a competitive score.
Compared tonight it is, I think.
And I'll say again, for certainly the Essex supporters who are listening, look, they don't have any meaty hitters at the top end of the order, which when you think of T20 cricket, most teams do have them. Surrey have them. Essex haven't. Their best hitter, or the one that can hurt you, is Jimmy Neesham at 5. But the one other thing I'm going to say is this might work tonight to Essex's advantage. They're going to have to play proper cricket, sensible cricket, smart cricket, running between the wicket.
Sam Cook with our final over, defending the long leg side boundary. His first delivery is a slower ball, which Dan Moriarty, the left-hander, pushes down the ground, signals to Gareth Batty it was a slower ball. He'll get a single. He's on to 6, 116 for it. I'll tell you who immediately springs to mind in this situation for Essex.
Tenduscarter.
Absolutely, every time. It's against Surrey.
He's shorter runs.
He runs his still sprints like nobody's business, like the Clappers, and until you get him out, the game's not over. All bowled is Gareth Batty. Good bit of bowling from Sam Cook. Got it right up there. And Gareth Batty aiming for the short leg side boundary. You miss, I hit. And Gareth Batty on his way back to the pavilion. Bowled by Cook for 3. And Surrey with 4 balls left are 116 for 9.
Bit of skill there. Slower ball, but a Yorker. Well bowled, Sam Cook. And I keep saying to our parish that Sam Cook has become a super bowler. He's become so dependable. We know Jamie Porter's been a magnificent bowler for a few years, but he's not bowled as well this season. But Sam Cook just continues to excite me, as Essex have tonight, because I have watched some poor cricket this season, but the body language and everything about Essex tonight is just lovely to see and witness. It's been a little challenging at times so far, but I'm hugely proud of the 11 that are out there in yellow and red tonight.
Do you wear that jacket in the parish, Don Topley?
Occasionally. It's a summer blazer, and to be honest, I'm wearing it tonight because I'm cold.
Look like a deck chair.
Thank you.
116 for 9, and Jay Dernbach, he's out there in the middle and waiting for his first delivery. Back in the side, Jade Dernbach. Good to see Jade Dernbach back in there, and really in for his bowling, of course, but it's always interesting when Jade has a bat, as Cook comes in over the wicket to the right-handed Dernbach, and Dernbach outside edge, looking to swing a slower ball into the leg side. This is going to run away down towards third man, and they'll pick up a couple more, so not exactly where he intended. And they're back for 2. Jade Dernbach took him a while to get back for the second, but he's back for the second. 118 for 9. 3 deliveries remaining. I like your jacket.
Thank you.
No, I do, genuinely. I really like it.
It's a sporting blazer.
Sporty blazer. As over the wicket once again comes Cook, and Jade Dernbach swinging, hits the front pad, gone LBW. So Jade Dernbach goes LBW for 2, and Surrey, that means, are all out for 118, and it'll be 119 for the Essex Eagles to win, Don Topley.
Yeah, well done to Essex. It probably was an advantage to win the toss and to invite the opposition to bat. I'm sure Surrey would have done that. Essex did it, and they bowled nicely, fielded quite well, dropped a couple of catches, but they fielded quite well. They've taken some good ones as well. I would probably
have it 17 overs, Surrey 118 all out, and in the end a little bit short, you would say, for East Topley, of what you were hoping, of 160, 170 on this pitch. 39 for 4 after that power play of 5.1 overs. Where did it go wrong?
I think credit to Essex. They came out and they had some good game plans against our top order. Obviously they went with spin up top, and it paid off. There was 2 early wickets, and then their seamers rotated nicely in the middle, and they did the ugly work while the spinners sort of made most of the conditions.
In terms of the Surrey batting effort, Jamie Smith with 20 off 12 balls. Also Ben Geddes, remember his senior debut, 28 runs off 22 balls. What did you make of his performance? That must have been a tough situation for him to come into.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't going to be a wicket where you're going to go and hit a lot of boundaries. I think Ghetto rotated quite well, and it was a mature knock for someone that was on their debut.
And also, well, we saw Jordan Clark get the highest score, 30 runs off 31 balls, and Ricky Clark with some lusty blows there and 20 runs that could prove crucial here. The value of the experience there and just managing to keep that run rate ticking along, even though we were losing wickets regularly, that could be important, couldn't it?
Yeah, I think we tried to sort of squeeze every run that we could, despite the wickets going down out there. I mean, it's all for the bowlers to try and make early inroads now, and I mean, it's up to our spinners as well that are probably going to get the bulk of the overs. Hopefully that they can get some wickets and put the pressure on Essex straight away.
Well, in terms of the Essex bowling effort, I mean, Aaron Nijal with 2 for 33, but really 4 for 15 for Sam Cook, who, as we mentioned before, seems to be above Jamie Porter in the pecking order as far as pace bowlers are concerned. Also, Dan Lawrence with his off breaks, 2 for 15 off 3 decent figures there. Simon Harmer, as you would imagine, with all of his experience, he's been such a good servant to Essex County Cricket Club, 1 for 17 off 3. The only person who really suffered kind of real damage, Shane Slater, with his medium pace, 1 for 36 off 3, so he went at 12 and over. How important is spin going to be when you see what Nijal and Dan Lawrence have done? That will have, you would imagine, 8 overs, 4 from Will Jackson, 4 from Dan Moriarty or maybe Gareth Batty, and then another 3 from the other spinner. So spin is going to be very important when it comes to the outcome of this game, and Surrey are well stocked in that department.
Yeah, it might be that the conditions out there are slightly more favouring the spinners, but then where I'd say the game could be won or lost, it's the pace bowlers with the conditions aren't in their favour. It might be drying up the runs and almost limiting the damage, and then the spinners can just do their thing on a wicket that will aid them.
Yeah, and this is what we've seen before, particularly with Surrey here at the Kia Oval, using a used strip right in the middle of the park, making the most of those big boundaries and having 12 overs of spin in normal conditions. Just by the way, if you can hear lots of noise behind me, it is the dulcets of Johnny Barron commentating through the Kia High Catch. Of course, we're used to this on a Thursday or Friday night when this place is absolutely packed out to the rafters with 25,000, and basically it's a chance for 1 or 2 lucky fans to get some Surrey prizes, some Surrey merchandise, depending on how many tennis balls they catch that are catapulted from the sky. So just having a little look over, he should take that one. Yes, he does. So it's much harder in front of a capacity crowd, I should say, because they start going, oh, just as you're trying to line up to catch the ball. But nevertheless, it's a good fun and good to have some Surrey fans just enjoying the chance to get some merchandise. Let's just talk a little bit about how Surrey approached this then. 17 overs, and you've got plenty of options as far as bowlers are concerned. But how do you bowl, especially to the likes of Dan Lawrence, to try and keep him quiet and get on top of him? Try and keep the likes of Ryan Tenduscarter quiet, and as we mentioned before, Jimmy Neesham as well.
Yeah, I think it's not going to be an innings where there's going to be a lot of boundaries scored. I think it's going to be one with running a lot of singles and twos. Hopefully we can almost make it a game within a game. We can get the run rate using our spinners. We've got 3 very good spinners. Hopefully we can get that run rate just creeping up over after over, and then get it down to a period at the death where they require sort of 7, 8 and over towards the end, and then obviously Jay comes into it and the seamers with the death bowling, and I think we've just got to try and get that run rate up as soon as possible.
Yeah, and obviously the best way to keep the brakes on an opposition batsman is to take wickets, isn't it? And we saw that early on in the Surrey innings, that Aaron Nijal dismissed Hashim Amla first ball, Will Jacks first ball of the second over. Need to be at it and need to be quite aggressive, or do you think that that's going to be the approach when you speak to Gareth Batty there in the dressing room ready to come out for the second innings?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see who takes the new ball, whether he goes with Jade and try and use some swing and go for trying to get some wickets, or whether Dan could open the bowling, or Jaxie's done it in the past as well. Yeah. Obviously the conditions do favour the spinner, so I think it could be the more bold option to go with the spinner. But I mean, you do want to keep your spinner as many overs as you can towards the business end. Like
Yes.
I said, trying to build that rate towards the end of the innings.
Talk to me a little bit about Jade, because he's been away since, well, I think it was end of August 2019 when it was his last game. He played against Essex here at the Kia Oval, and so it's been a very, very long time. You've had issues with injuries yourself, Reece, over time. So what is that like when you're coming back into a game like this, where you've been thrown back in? We've had England players now, or players departing with England, and how do you handle this kind of occasion and not maybe entirely sure of what your body's going to do and how it's going to react?